Hello, wherever you're tuning in from. This is the Investors Corner with me, Tech Stephen Ugut. And in this episode, I'm glad to be joined by one of local entrepreneurs, a South Sudanese who has dedicated his time and effort in making an effort in developing the country's business and economic sector. He's none other than Mathiang Paul, who is founder and CEO of Mastardseed and Prosperity Multi-Purpose Company Limited. Welcome to the program.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for giving us your time to talk to us about the kind of businesses that you are doing. First of all, maybe you can take us briefly a little bit of background about how you started this business and what inspired you to do this business that you are doing today.
Mm-hmm. Well, thanks the presenter, Tech, Stephen, with the investor, Connor, SSBC. As he mentioned, my name is Mathiang Paul Mayom, the founder and the CEO of the Mastardseed and Prosperity Multi-Purpose Company. Regarding the question that what have inspired me to venture into business and work with the citizens of South Sudan, it is my passion that I always want to dedicate my effort and let the knowledge and the gift appear and project in our work collectively as a citizens. So I have seen the need as a young country, South Sudan. I have seen the needs of being an independent fully in all the aspect, whether in economic and in a defense sector and in a nation capacity. So I plug in myself in economic sector because of my education background and my passion. I graduated from Minnesota State University, studied economics and finance, and while I was growing up, I used to hustle and make some money from small things here and there. And I have also exposure being in US and in Egypt, in Khartoum. I have seen what it makes to have an independent country. So I'm looking forward to equip and to help in the nation capacity of South Sudan.
Okay. This Mastardseed and Prosperity Multipurpose Company that you are running, what kind of activities, what kind of businesses exactly do you run for our viewers so that you can understand better? Is it a real estate? Is it a shopping mall? Give us an update and highlight about exactly the type and kind of businesses that you do.
We do invest in real estate, prime, and we also in the food industry. And we are looking forward in the near future to venture in oil sector. Now, for our premises here in Gudeli, we are having a plan of constructing a mall, a standard mall, in the near future, because now our finance position is still weak. But with the little we have, we managed to put about 300 shop, which it is not a standard, but it is helping. And when you go out later on with your camera, you'll be able to see, rather than me talking to the citizens of South Sudan. We are located in Gudeli, Lao Junction, on your way to referendum, on your way to Gudeli 2, on your way to Rock City. We are here in Gudeli, Lao.
So this particular place where we are in your office here is happen to be also within the locality that you mentioned in Gudele, where you are planning to set up this mall. In the process of you establishing or opening this mall, you mentioned that you have a number of spaces for offices, for businesses, and I can see even there is a place for an open market. Can you also maybe just give us details about the exact facilities that you have in this place that we are in Gudele, the mall that you are?
Here in Gudele, we are having a conference hall that is still in the finishing state now. It's going to be for birthday meetings will take up to 500 guests. And we also have a huge supermarket with a wholesale on your way when you are approaching inside. We are also having vendors who are a small business renting space from us. We are also having grocery store, fresh vegetable and butchery for daily consumption of the citizen. We are actually next to your door. We are in the resident and commercial area whereby we want to deliver the service to a citizen in an inconvenience way. With that also, we are renting our space in a very affordable prices. Our rent starts from 10,000 to 50,000 SSP per month.
And this area basically it's a place where both the small business and the retails and the wholesalers meet, I believe. And on the entrance when you enter, there is a name to this supermarket. Is it the name that applies to the entire place or only to the supermarket that's at the entrance?
We haven't yet launched the opening officially, but the future name, it used to be Gudeli Market. Our future name is going to be Mastardseed Gudeli Gudeli Shopping Center. That is the official name, which we haven't yet launched the opening.
Yeah, so when you launch it, this is the name that will appear.
Yes.
Mastardseed.
Yes.
Gudeli Mall or Gudeli Shopping Center.
Yes.
Apart from this facility that we are in, kindly also take us through the other businesses that Mastardseed is engaged in South Sudan and in Juba, to be specific, in terms of the other line of businesses.
I have started my business in Lagos State, Rumbek. I have a hotel, and I have also shops in the market in Rumbek's town. Here now we are also building another apartments in Haimalakal, near to Concord Hotel and Karen. That area we are now working on our construction and yet to be finished by year 2023.
So these are the immediate businesses that you are doing now. And what are your maybe near future or long-term plans that you have established to expand the business lines that you are operating now under Mustard company or any other companies that you will be venturing into?
Our long term is to build a city, Mastardseed city, which will be able to enhance and will be able to help the government to facilitate and be partaking of the economy. Because when we look at the situation of South Sudan today, our kids are going to study abroad. We really need to invest in education. We really need to invest in housing. We need to invest in health care. So with these three investment plan that we are holding on to it and we are looking forward to carry it out, this will give a citizen, will create job, and will help us to stabilize our capacity and our economy, because our cash is not circulating within our system. Most of our people now are sending money abroad, and if we collect the data from the bank and the forex and other people who carry their money to travel with it, we will come and realize almost 70% of our hard currency is not circulating in our system. Why? Because we did not put a mechanism. We did not study exactly how our money is being circulating, how our money is exchanging in the market.
And we would also like to know about the reason as to why you prioritized shopping centers and mall over other investment that you have decided to put into long term. But maybe before you answer that, let's go for a short break. And when we come back, we'll talk more about this.
Thank you.
The Investors Corner takes a short break. Stay tuned. We'll be back shortly. There are plenty of investment opportunities in this world's youngest nation of South Sudan. To better understand the economy and explore the thriving market of this country, you ought to get out of your comfort zone. You either hustle under the scorching sun in Konyo Konyo market, run errands at a small or medium business enterprise, or better yet, chair a conglomerate board meeting at a high-end tower in Juba. While awaiting an official business trip to the region. Whatever you do, just don't rest. Work hard, think big, and be smart in order to count all your economic blessings through this weekly business show of the Investors Corner, exploring hidden treasures. Join us every week at this time. Hello and welcome back to the Investors Corner, where we explore hidden treasures with me, Tech Stephen Ogood. And as I mentioned earlier, I'm glad to be joined here in the facility, a business center for none other than a local entrepreneur by the name of Paul Mayomakech, who is running Mastardseed and Prosperity Multipurpose Company Limited. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Before the break, I was asking you about the choice of having shopping centers as a priority over other businesses that you have set aside for long-term plans. You have any particular reason?
Well, when I look at the market and the demand and my personal conscious moral obligation toward our citizens, I come up with the conclusion of for me to maintain the place as a market and start as it is will help create job. And we have a lot of mothers and we have a lot of orphans. We have a lot of students. We have people who do really want to work. But they have no anyone to facilitate their way up. So the main prime reason that I have ventured and put this business center, it is to create job, number one. Number two, it is also to promote independency, because when you look at our culture, we are kind of dependent citizens. We like to go and ask our close relative for hands out. So if you venture in business, you'll be able to create your own, you become your own boss. And you will see the beauty and you see your life will change in so many ways.
And Mathiang, this, most of the South Sudanese youth today, they don't see so much into business and entrepreneurship as a role model for them, for young people who would see you with all the achievement. What kind of advice would you like to give the young people who see business but they don't really see how to start, or they don't see if they can make profit into venturing into business, but look into most of the time public service for employment and for job creation and all that? How would you advise them?
Well, my advice to our citizens, and especially young people, knowing God's purpose in your life, it will give you wisdom, because we are lacking knowledge and we are just moved by material. When we look people around driving nice car, holding big titles, when you finish your school, you immediately want to also be called honorable, or you want to be called general or minister, or any kind of the nowadays titles. So I just want to remind them that when you go back and you study the people who really change the world, they don't have the same title you believe in today. Some of them are high school dropout. Some of them are college dropout. But I'm not discouraging people not to pursue their education. I'm just asking you to believe in yourself and be friend to people with a purpose.
And sorry to cut you, the other issue is acquiring capital, because for anybody to establish a business, you must have a capital, to pursue your business. For those who would be complaining that it's quite difficult for young people to, get loans or find somebody to give them a loan or a capital to begin their businesses. How do you think they can go about that?
I personally do believe in partnership, and if you have an idea and you have character, that these two things will attract these people to trust you and to give you a capital. The idea you have, you need to sell it and you need to explore your network. Don't give up, because I do believe that it's very hard. Even as me here, I'm suffering because of I don't have capital. I don't have. Yeah, you could say I have, but for me, I don't believe what I have is enough, because I have a greater vision that it is not matching what I have today. So I feel their pain when they say we have no capital. It is now we can reach out to the government, so government can facilitate. If I just take an example, we should not take a loan and pay salary. As a government, when government receives a loan, government should design a micro loan project. And also government is the one who is monitoring the bank activity. So we don't know exactly how is the commercial bank offering loan to the citizen. That's number one. Number two, yes, you may say government should not have the highest rate of job employment, but government should facilitate the entrepreneurs who they have two step ahead of other people. I could say, like, if you could help Mastardseed today with a national project or a letter of guarantee to give him a huge amount, Mastardseed will be able to expand his idea by putting business center in each state, by working with the housing to build houses, rather than spending a lot of money in the hotel industry.
So your main points is to have partnership, combine ideas with like minds and share the thoughts for business and entrepreneur ideas. And apart from that, I would also like to ask you, since you made a step or two ahead than others, what initiatives have you taken so far, or have you planned to take to also pull some of the youth who have like-minded ideas to join business, or not only in business, also in what would be termed as corporate social responsibilities, in giving back and supporting the vulnerable as a responsibility of your company? How have you gone about this?
Corporate social is our main focus. We like always to reach out to our community, and I did not do that much, but the little I have, I always help, especially those students who are going to a high institution like university, and some few cases of secondary, high school student, we pay their fees, and we are working with the community in daily. I cannot really mention what I have done for my people. It is the little what God bless me, they do receive when they come to me. And that's all.
Yeah, and the challenges, of course, there are too many for any business. For your case, what are the main challenges that is facing, your entrepreneurial businesses and the investments that you are putting in place?
Challenges are too many. We are an interdependent entity. If you look at from the government, you will come and realize the consequence and the suffering of the citizen project in the market. Because first of all, let us say, for example, City Council. City Council today is working to help fix up the environment. Sometimes things go out of hand by asking fees and so forth, and also the other obligation of the rent for the entrepreneur, for the business, the vendors. So this costs sum up to the trader. They have no other option apart to increase the prices. When they increase the prices, citizens cannot afford to buy enough goods. You know, as a result, you see low income. As a result, you see less profit. So that less profit, it will not really give us a chance to build more and to expand the business.
So has there been efforts or plans by business people like yourself to kind of sit down and have some sort of an agreement with not only city council, with authorities in general, even the concerned government institutions that are supposed to work hand in hand with the private sector in making sure that the private sector develops as well? Has there been any occasions or plans or efforts that have been put in place by businessmen like yourselves to sit down with the government and find the best way possible to make the working environment conducive for investors?
Well, thank you so much. You know, one hand cannot clap. And if you look up at the system from the top, we have in the business, we have like a chamber of commerce, and there's something called trade union. As an entrepreneur person like me, where do I fit in here? I'm supposed to look after our chairman, and after all, we look after the trade union. These are the office which we supposed to address these issues and call a meeting to address the challenges. But from my point of view, the energy I have is not sufficient to call, or maybe I don't have the mandate to initiate such a meeting by calling traders or other local business people. I rather wait and do what I can do in my capacity, and we see what God will bring at the end of the day for all of us.
And as we edge closer to wind up the program, your takeaway points for our viewers and for those who you've been interacting with, your colleagues and your counterparts who would be, looking forward to continuous work with you.
I personally would like to express how happy and I appreciate you and your team for coming to my office today to kind of interact with me and know what exactly I'm doing, what is for our citizens. I just want to mention that let me use a biblical scripture. In Genesis chapter 1, verse 28, God created man to his likeness, and he said, go and subdue and dominate, and be in charge of all the creatures, all the resources. Well, that alone, it gives you a dominion, it gives you authority to work in your area. Because I will not really look at the president and say, president will want to bring change. We all have a mandate. God gave us a different gift. And the gift we have today, if we collectively share our gift and work toward the goal, we will function like a human being, because the body of human being combines so many parts. But at the end of the day, the parts which we have all, it make you who you are. It make you human being. So the nation we want to build today, it is nation which reflect in our gift. We need to work all in harmony and in peace. We should not brag. We should not hesitate to address what is challenging us. We should not just only spend time criticizing the leadership. We need to take an initiative to say, well, it is what it is. Let's accept the challenges and let's work together to change our nation, South Sudan.
Well, thank you very much, Paul Mayamakech, the founder and CEO of Mustard Company. for giving us your time and talking to SSBC's The Investors Corner. We look forward indeed to maybe seeing you again in the near future to talk more about your business ideas. Thank you very much for giving us your time.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.